What if I told you 9 editors got the exact same footage, but their edits turned out completely different? And here's the best part, 3 of them are walking away with money. But this isn't just a ranking, I'll break down what works and what doesn't, so you can level up your own edits. And some of these submissions shocked me, so stick around. The first one is MJ Edits. This is what all these creators have in common. It's not their money, it's not where they're from. They all have great videos, but there's a secret. They're not editing those videos themselves. They're paying editors like you top dollar to do it for them. Don't just take my word for it. Look at these freelance editors pulling in 6 figures a year simply by editing videos for creators. Now you might be thinking, that's great. And that's where it ended. Really nice. I really like the scene with this scene with the laptop. It said it's cut off. Yeah, okay, so actually a quick heads up. The full video was of course 50 seconds. I said to you guys, hey, make it around 20 seconds. We have to see how people did it. You can of course cut it off, but you can also make a shorter version of it. Okay, let's just go and rank it already because we have 8 others to go. I thought it was really, really good. Yeah, I just thought it was really good. No, yeah, I think we had this last time too, but at the end of the day, everyone was voting for Vidly. I just think like this is like really solid, you know, there's nothing too crazy. There's not something that I was like, whoa, like mind is blown. But I was also not like, oh, there's feedback there, there's feedback there, there's feedback there. Actually, I wouldn't really have that much feedback at all. If I'm really gonna be nitpicky, I probably can find something, but I really have to go out of my way to find something. And I don't have that. So I think it's a really solid A tier, but it could be an S tier too. But of course it depends on the rest. Let's put it on A tier for now. MJ, I've said it before, you're really growing, and I also love that you're participating in every challenge because you can see your progress. But this could be a thing, right? Like your first video and then your last video, especially when you did the editing challenge, we can even look back at it online and then see the difference because I can really see the difference. People are now gonna call me out like, oh yeah, just because you're MJ edits, you'll put him above someone. Let's go to the next one. And the next one is Ephra. This is what all these creators have in common. You don't need to be a top tier editor. You don't even need years of experience. You just need to take action. Inside the Social Creator Club, you get a step-by-step guidance to go from 0 to 10K a month editing videos. Plus, there's a 14-day money-back guarantee. Try it out, watch the videos, apply the steps, and if it's not for you, you get your money back, no questions asked. Don't wait another year to wonder, what if? I'll see you inside. Oh, you did well with the cutting to bring it down to almost a 20 seconds version. And also the sound effects were really good. Let's just go through it. I forgot the keyboard shortcut for the frame by frame. Anyone still remember the keyboard shortcut? No, no, bruh moment. Jer, I know you're now in A tier, but I'm now gonna put you in C tier for doing that. First of all, I like your text animations. I think they're super clean. I like the text too. I think this animation is also super dope. It started out like really well. I also think this is a cool setup. I would add a bit of depth to it. Basically what you did here in the left top, right? These at the bottom, they all look a bit similar, but it's a cool scene. I like it. Cool transition too. And then some cool text animation. Yeah, I like this AI image. I think it's a cool image, but I do think you could have done it a bit differently. So the transition is like the basic turn transition. I think if you would have had like a 3D movement coming out, it would have been a bit cooler. And also with the text and there's no motion blur, this really feels now like a flat scene. While this is cool with the hands coming in, you could have, I think if you didn't do the turning and it would have just zoomed out a bit and then zoomed out even more with the hands, I think the scene would have looked a bit cool. What you did do well is that the text is at least in the same style. I also really like the sound effects that you did. Then this animation looks really dope. I like how you also added a bit of shadows at the edges. That already adds a bit of depth to it, right? And then here there was a lot of text animation and there's nothing wrong with it. It's nothing bad, but then there was a lot of text animation. I was like, okay, now I do expect a new scene. I like your text though, like it looks cool. So really cool. I made the clip yesterday, didn't have much time. Well, then still you did really well. Also that you did it in one day. That's not going to affect my rating. I'm not going to rate higher or lower the more time you spend in it or the less time you spend in it. But respect. Looks really cool. I did it in a rush too, 2 to 3 hours, so my animations suck. Hey man, first of all, you're already participating, so I really appreciate that. I'm gonna give feedback anyway, so you can also learn from it. Other people will also see it. Not only that, you're now making one video. It could be that your next submission is way different. And what's also great is that you can track your progress a bit, right? I also don't think if your animation is now not great, you know, that you're a bad editor or something. Let's vote. So Ephra, I really think it was good. There was some feedback, as you've heard. In terms of feedback, MJ edits, I didn't give any feedback. So I feel like this is, I think it's or a B or a C tier. It was really good. Then the ending, I wish there was a bit more scenes. He made it seem it was not cut from a 50-second video. That is really good. I must be honest, he did really well with getting it from a 50-second to a 20-25 seconds video. So there is bonus points for that. Okay, I'm gonna put it in B. Also for that reason that you did do the pacing well and that you cut it great. Yeah, I'm happy with this ranking, with Ephra being on B. So let's go to the next one. And the next one is Arti. This is what all these creators have in common. They're paying editors like you top dollar to do it for them. You don't even need years of experience. You just need to take action. Inside the Social Creator Club, you get a step-by-step guidance to go from 0 to 10K a month editing videos. Try it out. Watch the videos, apply the steps. I'll see you inside. Ooh, let's go through this. Arti, first of all, thanks for joining again. I love your concepts. I don't think you should change anything about that. So I think the door animation is a super cool idea because it's also like inside the Social Creator Club. I also think the pacing is good, so you cut it down nicely. I do think you can improve a bit in terms of animation and design. So if we go through the scenes, I like this idea. Like having the creators out, I think that's also familiar. I hate that word. What I like about it is that you recognize these people, right? So that's great. That's good for conversion too. So you did well. And I also like how you split them up. Now with the text animation, I think you can change it a bit in terms of the settings that you're using. Probably dial down the deep glow a bit or the glow a bit. I would also see if you can make it go in a bit smoother because now you can already see the words. And generally, and this is like general feedback throughout the video anyway, is that you're sometimes using quite a lot of text. So it's fine to have text in captions. You can sometimes just leave some words out. That's not an issue at all. It doesn't always have to be like every word needs to be on the screen. It can sometimes be where you just leave out some filler words first of all, or you split it up. Because now what happens sometimes is that we have like a full block of like a paragraph of a text. I like the style that you started out with. I would have like just kept that going on. I like the glow with the blue. Every client is different. There's some client that are really into this and they love this kind of stuff. So I don't think that's bad. I do think is that you can blend it a bit better. Like I said, what you could do is add a bit of a shadow here so it blends a bit more in the background. The color grade looks good. Yeah, I must be honest, it looks cool. To be honest, the original footage wasn't graded really well because I looked a bit sick. It was so like flat, you know, it needed a bit of contrast, and you made it a bit more warm. Unzombify, exactly. Cool, let's vote. Yeah, so Arti, I think there was a bit more feedback than Ephra. For now, I'm going to put it on C. It can be that I'm going to move this all up depending on what we're going to see next. And the next one is Roberto. Let me be honest with you. You don't need to be a top tier editor. You don't even need years of experience. You just need to take action. This is what all these creators have in common. It's not their money. It's not where they're from. They all have great videos, but there's a secret. They're not editing those videos themselves. They're paying editors like you top dollar to do it for them. Inside the Social Creator Club, you get a step-by-step guidance to go from 0 to 10K a month editing videos. Oh, Roberto, I was on my seat. The music, so epic. Drama. So cool. Also, by the way, Roberto, I think you're also a prime example of I can really see your improvement too, which is super cool to see. I was really like drawn into it. I think the big text at the beginning is a super cool idea. Nice text. I like the text design. One thing I really noticed is that I think you can really easy improve this by checking the speed graph, how you're easing your keyframes basically, and just timing. I think you can, like I said, that will make a world difference because I like the concept. I like the animation here. This was super funny. I thought that was cool too. He used Mr. Horse for the transition. Yeah, so the transition is not the problem at all. We're just gonna use this as an example. The scale out is basically set at the beginning and the end of the animation, and it ramps up, so it means that there's continuous movement. And continuous movement doesn't mean that it needs to be high paced where you're just like moving from left to right, and I don't know, it's never really stationary. You're never looking at something where it's like there's no movement in the image. With this one, for example, you see that it like keeps scaling out, keeps scaling out, keeps scaling out, keeps scaling out, and this animation is way too long, by the way. But also the sound effects, and this is a bit general, but like I think the sound effects are a bit too loud. Rather too low than too loud. That's always my rule. I like this scene. I think the scene is cool. You did really well. I think like in terms of like an engaging edit, it really drew me in. And maybe it's also the music. It's a combination of things, but yeah, that really helped. Roberto, let's vote. Roberto, Roberto, Roberto. It always gets more difficult. It gets more difficult during the middle and at the end, actually. It just gets more difficult. I'm contemplating a bit between B and C. I'm not sure. I just actually wanted to call in the chat already. B is fair. Yeah. Let's just keep it on B for now. Yeah, let's keep it on B. Let's go to the next one. And the next one is Vidly. This is what all these creators have in common. It's not their money, it's not where they're from. They all have great videos, but there's a secret. They're not editing those videos themselves. They're paying editors like you top dollar to do it for them. Don't just take my word for it. Look at these freelance editors pulling in 6 figures a year simply by editing videos for creators. Oi, Vidly. Oh, you're so good in terms of design. Like, looks so clean. Looks so clean. I mean, this is also a prime example, right? Having just a white text and then like a nice soft gradient, nothing too harsh, and then reusing that later on. No motion blur, same colors. This also same colors. And this is the perfect example what I'm saying. This After Effects logo, which you can't see, by the way. I don't mind that you can't see it. It's really nice about it is that it blends, right? We got 2 S tiers now. We have Jensen. He is an S+ tier. No. Yeah, we still have Jensen's coming up too. Okay, let's vote. I don't have much feedback. And the only thing I'm thinking is maybe that it ends up abruptly. But MJ Edits also had that. They both did great. It's coming down to taste. Yeah, exactly. They should kiss. Jameson. Again, I already said this before seeing the chat. I do feel like Vidly did make it a bit more clean. You know what? I'm going to put Vidly now on S tier, and then maybe we need to switch things around. The next one is Leto. This is what all these creators have in common. They all have great videos, but there's a secret. They're paying editors like you top dollar to do it for them. Now you might be thinking, that's great, but I'm not skilled enough to land those clients. But let me be honest with you. You don't need to be a top tier editor. You just need to take action. Inside the Social Creator Club, you get a step-by-step guidance to go from 0 to 10K a month editing videos. If you're even slightly curious about turning your editing skills into real income, click the link below. Leto. What I loved about this is that did a completely different style. I also like the up-tempo. It's like, I don't know, it's just like a bit more lighthearted, right? And that also is nice. I also enjoyed watching this, you know? There's some things I really like. I love that that you did the iPhone player. I think that's so cool. I think this style is then not really a good fit, but maybe I'm wrong because I love this. I think this is such a cool scene. And I think if you basically kept this style, I think the video would have been a bit more congruent, would have fitted a bit more. So like this, I think this is so dope. And you're also using a bit of 3D. With some footage behind it. I think this works way better than the scene that you put in with the money. I love that transition too with the, how do you call this, newspaper or something. It's gonna be difficult to compare it. So let's vote, and then there's some feedback, but like I said, it's gonna be difficult to compare it. I'm gravitating to a B or C tier. More say it's a B tier, which is gonna make it more difficult for myself because then I have to choose between 3. Because I like the style. It's a bit different. It's nothing advanced, but I like how he did it. And the next one is Jensen's. This is what all these creators have in common. It's not their money, it's not where they're from. They all have great videos, but there's a secret. They're not editing those videos themselves. They're paying editors like you top dollar to do it for them. You don't need to be a top tier editor. You don't even need years of experience. You just need to take action. Inside the Social Creator Club, you get a step-by-step guidance to go from 0 to 10K a month editing videos. Plus, there's a 14-day money-back guarantee. Don't wait another year to wonder, what if? I'll see you inside. Oh, Jensen's. Oh, yo. I love this scene. That looks so dope. With the blue and the stars. Delicious. Jensen always cooks. And also with the texture, how it looks like, the cinematography, it looks amazing. Jensen's, last time I say contextually, it felt a bit wrong or felt a bit weird, where there was a Rubik's Cube and I was like, where does this fit in? I don't really get the reference. And I don't have that with this one. I think with this one, I'm like, okay, like top dollar makes sense. Then there's money. Top tier editor, you're putting a crown in the screen. I think that's super dope. Years of experience. It's almost like a resume that gets burned. This green, you know, with the money. Oh. Yeah. There's gonna be a moment where I need to have a jar with names in it. Just like, okay, S tier. Yeah, I do really think it's an S tier. I would put it even above Vidly, being honest. I'm gonna put Vidly again to A tier. And I'm gonna put Jensen's on S tier. Because also, like I said, I see the improvements. I also see that he has a bit of a different style. Of course, it's still his style, but he did experiment more. So he really implemented the feedback that I had last time. And also, like I said, contextually, it makes way more sense than last time. So the only thing that I do see, it's not a big deal, but I do see 31 seconds. 31 seconds is quite long, especially if I say around 20 seconds. Yeah, it's long. Minus points. It's so long. This is the longest video I've ever seen. Now, okay, let's keep it like this. Let's go to the next one. Next one is Jameson. What if I told you that turning your editing skills into a full-time income isn't just possible, it's also risk-free? Inside the Social Creator Club, you get a step-by-step guidance to go from 0 to 10K a month editing videos. Plus, there's a 14-day money-back guarantee. Try it out, watch the videos, apply the steps, and if it's not for you, you get your money back, no questions asked. Oh! Also a way different style. I really liked it. Please go easy on me, Jameson. I just started After Effects 2 weeks ago. That's crazy. That's really crazy, man. For 2 weeks, it's like simple, but you already did a lot of things well that I would normally give feedback on, you know, like especially for 2 weeks. It looks really nice, really clean. I like the design, super clean. Also my style in terms of colors, I appreciate that. Yeah, small things here in terms of design. What I would do here is like the text, for example, put it in white, maybe dial down the stroke a bit so it's a bit less harsh. Other than that, I think this looks super dope. This is really nice. Yeah, the color on this text, again, keep it in the same color. If you want to make this stand out, let's say this is white, this text, the video editing skills, and let's say you want to make this stand out and this is like possible, then what you could add is like a small arrow that you do keep, like put in a color, or put in like a small bullet point and do it in a color. This looks super dope. Small feedback point. I would make the shadows a bit more soft, especially for 2 weeks. I think it's super great. Again, I'm not gonna judge because of that, like, oh, you've done it for 2 weeks, so it's an S tier. Also, I hope the feedback helped a bit, but there's not that much feedback. It's minimalistic, it's simple, but you did it well. If this is your 2 weeks level, you're gonna be the next S tier. But that's great to see, right? Like, we now have a starting point, and then probably the next one will be no pressure, but it will be way more crazy. No, but that's cool, man. Like, I really like that. You dare to already participate, because I also understand if you're just starting out, it's going to be, difficult, you know? Yeah, I think it's really nice. I mean, I would normally put this in B tier also, but yeah, I'm going to have to also look at advanced editing, the style, the concept. This is all the things that I'm thinking of. I would normally put it in B, also for the reason that I don't have much feedback, but also there's not much going on in terms of like crazy animations. Now, that's not bad. I'm putting it on C tier, not because I think it's bad, but I think there's going to be someone else in B tier that is going to be above this, but I'm not sure yet. I just need to look through this. Let's watch Sujal and then we'll make a decision later on. Next one is Sujal. They're not editing those videos themselves. They're paying editors like you top dollar to do it for them. Now you might be thinking, I'm not skilled enough to land those clients. But let me be honest with you. You don't need to be a top tier editor. You just need to take action. Inside the Social Creator Club, you get a step-by-step guidance to go from 0 to 10K a month editing videos. If you're even slightly curious about turning your editing skills into real income, click the link below. I really like that the step 1 to step 5. I think that's super nice. It shows that there are steps. It shows like you go from here to there. I really like it. It did start out a bit abrupt, right? You made the choice to not cut it off, but just to start it in the middle. I think it's really solid. I think you did really well. I like the stripe animations. Yeah, super clean. That's nice too. Really cool. Also with the 3D. I would have maybe even dragged it out a bit because, yeah, like you probably spent a lot of time on that scene. I think the text is a bit hard to read, the not skilled enough. in terms of design also. I like the movements. This in terms of design, I would have changed it up a bit. So check Dribble for this. If you look for buttons, I doubt you would see something like this. There's so much inspiration. They all look delicious. Let's vote. We really have a full middle section if we're looking at B. But we do have to make a choice. In my opinion, there's not someone that we should swap around with A tier. I think MJ Edits and Vidly did really well, and there was not much feedback. And that's why I do think we should move the B and the C tier, move it down so there's a bit of space in the B tier. And now the question is, of course, who is going to be in the B tier? Is it going to be Jensen's? Is it MJ Edits or Vidly? Who's going to sacrifice themselves? Who is willing to take one for the team? No, I'm joking. Jared, give me the Mac Mini, then I get the fuck out. I'm going to make the decision. I'm going to make the decision. And that is, I'm going to put Vidly on F tier. No. I'm going to put MJ Edits on B. And it's a really difficult one, trust me. If someone would put a gun to my head, like, choose now, I would do this because it's just like I feel a bit more in terms of this design with Vidly. And let's then lock it in, and this is the ranking. If you're an editor who wants to level up, land high-paying clients, and edit like the pros, listen up. Inside the Social Creator Club Pro, you'll get access to project files from my YouTube videos, exclusive asset packs, including a UI pack, deep dives on all popular styles using Premiere Pro, After Effects, and Blender, interviews with editors of Ali Abdaal, Magnets Media, and more, and a 6-week roadmap to get your first client and earn 1 to 5k a month as an editor. And you also get 2 weekly live calls, premium stock footage, editing challenges, and even potential client opportunities. So if you are serious about making it as an editor, click the link below and I'll see you inside. Aside of that, I just want to thank all of the editors that participated in this challenge. Let me know your favorite submission down below. Then of course, don't forget to subscribe, and then I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.